The voice of WCR has gone missing. A great way to start a show about lost things.
In the days before the internet, if you didn't know the name of a song or the band who played it, you didn't have many options. Maybe wait for it to be played on the radio again, or hope to find it at a record store. If not, you were just out of luck.
Ever since the internet started to become what it is today, people have tried to find things that are either completely unidentified or what they vaguely remember but don't know the title to.
What you're hearing isn't just music. It's also the sound of a mystery that lasted nearly 20 years.
And his mail, socials, etc. suddenly blew up with people looking for some song he'd heard maybe once 38 years ago. If it was even the guy who put it on the air back then, just let the guy chill.
I'm here with Johan Lindell, the man behind the mystery song. Did you have any idea this was going on?
No idea at all.
There are many forms of lost media: books, artwork, films, television shows, even the slow scan tapes of the Apollo 11 moon landing. What if you actually had something in your possession, but you and no one else knew what it was? A song, perhaps? There are several tunes out there that exist without identity, and their titles and artists may never be found. However, it was good news for this one. Welcome to Identity Crisis, Sounds of Lostwave, a Rockcetera special on Warminster Community Radio. The term Lostwave, as defined online, is music with little to no information about its origins, including song titles, names of associated musicians, and recording and release dates. So, I'll be looking at mysterious songs. Just a word of warning, you probably won't recognise many tracks, if any, on this show. The tune I started with was Sheffield-bound Treebound Story, the song for Evergreen. It's the B-side to My Life's Example, released in 1986. The band members were Paul Curry, Paul Infanty, Richard Hawley and Robert Gregory. They put out some singles and EPs and planned a full LP that was going to be called Butler's Cafe, but it was never released. Forever Green is a track that was uploaded as a 30-second clip on YouTube, with the user basically asking, "What's this?" It was eventually a simple case of someone commenting, "Yep, I know that. It's a mystery solved with not much fanfare. It's not always that easy. I myself now own the 12-inch single, which is the source of the audio you've just heard." This next track was recorded from a radio station in Minsk, Belarus in 2010, and these details were made public. They didn't catch the DJ saying the artist or title though. The search started on the 4th of November 2013 and concluded on the 21st of May 2024. I was writing this part of the script on the 20th of May, would you believe? The next day I had to go back and edit it to reflect then current events. It's an indie rock song that had the placeholder title of Waste My Time. It was identified by Reddit user Zinantro Slumber, who, going by the limited information, was researching the rock music scene in Belarus. They contacted a few bands, including Pompeia, and their band's bassist Dennis recognised it and fed back the details. The Burns were an indie rock band from Moscow, active from 2007 to 2010, and this is their song Avail. And by the way, he's not saying a bad word a couple of times at the beginning, he's just checking the microphone's working. This was confirmed by their drummer, so it must be true.
Four. Loud is my thing, wild, close tight out the picture us, running down heavy hands, and it's too hard to live it up. Light of words, I use this now, all see my orbits, can't see it's time, wake up, eyes a mirror from the sky, bossy roads and empty streets, in high borealis, it hits somewhere hidden deep, you can never find it. Today you'll see how breaking your dreams. I'm so unkind. Your heart is blind. I love the time, it's alright. Right late, it's true. Greater things not too hard, but it's funny for girls to rest. Shouldn't be even sobered up until the drunk or beyond rights. There is nothing truly there. Then fuck goes wild. Today you'll see how breaking your dreams. I'm so unkind. Your heart is mine. I waste my time until it's alright. You try to find some words in your mind. Today you'll feel how breaking your dreams. I'm so unkind. Your heart is mine. I waste my time until it's alright. You try to find some things in my eyes.
The Burns, Avail. Here's an early victory in Lostwave, the Blind Venetians, Common Hound. What's That Song is, as the name suggests, a music identification website. You upload a clip of music or yourself humming a song you've heard but didn't catch the title, in the hope other users comment with at least guesses as to what it is. Ideally, you'd like someone to recognise the track and comment with what it actually is. identification can take some time. User Smokin was trying to identify this track for almost 27 years, and another user, Icestare, found it in January 2021. They did a search on Discogs, an online music database, and found a lead. They then bought the album they'd found, as there was no audio online, to confirm it was the song in question, and indeed it was. The Blind Venetians with Common Hound. So, how do songs become lost or a mystery? A lot of tracks were recorded from the radio onto cassettes to create mixtapes. This was in the 70s, 80s and 90s, and to a lesser extent in the early 2000s. Also, in the 90s and beyond, tracks were recorded to other formats like minidisc or onto computers. Some of these were then made available on file sharing networks like Napster, WinMX or SoulSeek. When it comes to computers, often users were just recording random audio for a laugh or experimentation back in the 90s and 2000s. I know I was, and the audio wasn't always labelled up. Cassettes are the most common source for unknown tracks though. As is the case with a lot of these mixtapes, the DJ announcements were chopped off, leaving just the music, so the artist and title weren't always written on the cassette label or not tagged when we're talking about computers. In some cases, these, what we now call lost songs, were only played once or twice, weren't hits, or were demos by bands who never got picked up by a label. The DJ wouldn't always introduce or back announce songs in the first place. A problem that persists to this day. With no internet back in the 80s, for example, these cassettes were just left with titles missing. That is, until a decent widespread research tool came along, i.e. the World Wide Web. You have to think as well that out of all the singles that get released, most don't chart and they fall into obscurity. Sometimes people don't know how they came to own a cassette or whatever containing a mystery song, not the best starting point to begin a search. Are some mysterious songs that get uploaded AI or hoaxes? Yeah, so you've got to be careful of that. The internet has identified many tunes, but there must be hundreds or thousands that people don't know anything about. For that reason, I can't feature every unidentified or indeed identified Lostwave track on this show, so sorry if you've come from Reddit and your favourite doesn't get played. Another place where people uploaded songs was MySpace, if you remember that, and these were downloaded by others, but again not always tagged. That's exactly what happened to this next group, the Free Spirits.
Every time I see the moon shine, it reminds me of what life should be. I can't remember all those things I said to you, or what you said to me. I see you coming. I see you coming right for me. And changing places, and that's the way it ought to be. Walking around in an open field, the answers I've been looking for. Let's take our time, there's no need to rush. I got the key to unlock the door. 'Cause I see you coming. I see you coming right for me. Changing places.
The Free Spirits, Changing Places from 2007. Thank goodness someone on What's That Song eventually recognised that. I think the music royalty payments will be quite straightforward with this programme. Obscure songs, some that have yet to be identified, of which all the ones I've played so far have been. This hasn't though. It's been tentatively titled Monster of Love. That's a brilliant name, and I hope it turns out that's what it's actually called. The search for this began in March 2008. It was recorded from CFNY-FM in Toronto, either 1991 or 1992. Some tracks have been ruled out: Monster of Love by Spencer the Gardener, Monsters of Love by Momus, and Love Monster by Dr. Hook. Yeah, it's definitely not Dr. Hook. It'll be worth finding to hear a higher quality version of that guitar solo, let alone the rest of the song. Here's another. This is one of the most followed on What's That Song. It's simply labelled as rock and has the description Help, Radio Cassette 2000s. Nothing yet, but there's not a lot to go on. So many mysterious songs can start as just short clips, like this one.
By mechanical people, my mind is occupied with answers I can't seem to find. So I wonder, as I wonder, is this by some shape or design?
One comment on this track is, why is every single Lost song really, really good? Quite. The search for this went on for 13 years and was dubbed Back to Bed. It's actually called Brighter Days and is by Jon Snow. No, not the broadcaster. And it's actually the name of a band from Norway. The theory was it was recorded off a station in Philadelphia branded as Y-Rock. That theory was confirmed on the 19th of May 2024 after searching through some old playlists.
Every morning, same old. Can't stand the morning sun or those disciplined people early out for their run at 5 in the morning. What will be the use of this day? I might as well go back to bed. Too many rainy days, still searching for that glimpse of where happiness lies. Well, I've seen brighter days. Suffocated in surround by mechanical people. My mind is occupied with answers I can't seem to find. So I wonder, as I wonder, is this by some shape or design, or am I wired a different way? I might as well go back to bed. Too many rainy days, still searching for that glimpse of where happiness lies. Well, Every morning, same old, same old.
Brighter Days by Jon Snow. You're listening to Identity Crisis, Sounds of Lostwave. It's a Rockcetera special with me, Oliver. Next, a band from Lincolnshire, the Sinking Ships, or sometimes just Sinking Ships. Their main run was from 1979 to 1981, and they've got back together a few times since. This is the B-side to the single The Cinema Clock from 1980. It didn't chart. You can start to see why identifying some of these tracks is even more difficult if it's a non-charting single, and the song in question is an even more obscure B-side. This track came about when investigating the most mysterious song on the internet. More on that later, as the singing voice was similar. A Discord user was investigating a YouTube channel called In Depth Music. It featured 80s post-punk. On that channel was another song by Sinking Ships. The Discord user decided to look into the rest of the band's discography and found the tune. Here's the Sinking Ships with Strangers.
There was
The Sinking Ships, Strangers. The original vinyl single is rare and has sold for as much as £79 on Discogs Marketplace. The price for the 7-inch has gone up in recent years due to the song's newfound fame. The cheapest at time of broadcast is £30. This is the thing when lost songs get identified. If there's an original vinyl or CD copy, then they always go up in price. The track is now widely available online though. The internet dubbed this next song as How Long Will It Take? And that's indeed what it's actually called. The search lasted more than 16 years and it was discovered it was by Paula Toledo. When she found out what had been going on, Paula herself uploaded a YouTube video and shared her thoughts.
Hi everyone, I'm Paula Toledo. I am the author of the lost song, How Long? I'm very emotional actually recording this because last night I got an email to my personal email and it read, I'm reading it to you now. Hi Paula, get ready for a ton of random people to message you about your song How Long? Because it was included on a Russian bootleg DVD with no attribution and people have been desperately searching for it for a while. I suggest capitalizing on this with some re-release music. Take care, and I'm so glad I can listen to more of your music now. So I got this email and I thought, I'm not sure if this is real. It sounds a little bit surreal, potentially a phishing scam. I proceeded to get like a lot more emails in my inbox with the same type of message. And then my Instagram started getting flooded. And I thought, oh my gosh, have I been hacked? I was not sure what was going on. And then I started getting donations for my music because on my website, paulatoledo.ca, I had a few years ago thought about releasing some new music and to fund it by giving people the option to kind of sponsoring me and then getting behind the scenes of how I'm creating my music. And there was an option there for a donation. People could donate and get involved in the making of my music. And it turns out that I got an email with somebody donating money to that page and to my music. So then it was only then that I started thinking that this could be actually real. And I rushed home. My 16-year-old son is a techie. And I said, can you help me figure this out? I'm not sure if this is real or not. And he went on to the internet and Googled my name and saw that there was a Reddit community with people, over 1,000 people, I think, from all over the world who have been searching for the author to the song How Long for over 16 years. And he said there's people remaking your music on TikTok and there's a YouTube a bunch of people redoing the song on YouTube or putting visuals to the song. I started getting more and more emails, more and more DMs. And I just want to say that I am so emotional about it and so grateful for this community. I would have never thought in a million years when I wrote this song, I think it was in 2003, maybe 3 or 4, that it would reach people and connect with people in this way. And I'm so grateful to all of you who have shown such dedication over 16 years to find me. I'm filled with all kind of emotions. I'm overjoyed. I'm blown away. I'm in complete awe. I am really touched and moved by the outpouring of love that I've been getting from people from all over the world.
An internet user found the track when searching for songs titled How Long via the Society of Composers, Authors and Music Publishers of Canada database. This led him to a Reddit post and ultimately to a podcast containing the full song. Here's Paula Toledo with How Long Will It Take? Well, apparently more than 16 years.
Out the way I thought. I must have mistaken myself for someone I was not. Oh no. So I pushed myself to see how far I could go. Didn't need to look that far to learn what I needed to know. Didn't want to be a quitter, but I had to find my way. How long will it take? How long will it take me to feel? How long will it take? How long until it's the way I thought it would be? When I'm wanting to please, and you watch me draw the line, never to be cast again in the same light. Oh no, and I don't blame you. They were choices I made. Didn't want to let you down, but I can't play it the same. In your mind, am I a sinner, looking for relief? How long will it take? How long will it take me to feel? How long will it take? How long until it's the way I thought it would be? When I'm wanting to please, when I'm wanting to please, when I'm wanting to please. No, I won't be a doll in your pretty dollhouse. No, I won't be the plaything that you can toss around. No, I won't be the child who lives for acceptance. No, I won't any longer live in my reflection. How long will it take? How long will it take me to feel? How long will it take? How long will it take me to feel? How long will it take? How long will it take me to feel? How long will it take? How long until it's the way I thought it would be? When I'm wanting to please, when I'm wanting to please, when I'm wanting to
How Long Will It Take? That was by Paula Toledo, featured in the film Secret Lives. Identifying this one only took just over a year. It was known as either A Dark Place or For My Murder. It's a tune from new wave Liverpool band 3D Efficiency and is from 1982. This is another from What's That Song, and it was uploaded to YouTube too. The song was solved on the 3rd of September 2021 when a YouTube user named Alistair Gervin said it's called Some Die For Money by 3D Efficiency. Turns out this track was part of a 1982 John Peel radio session, and these are well documented.
He's so cool. of the human race. They never see the death in his face. Dark and night, dark and night. In dark places is his way, waiting on his God to pray. Come with me, we'll have a good time. Take my hand and you'll be mine. Down this dark place, I will take her. Then I shall give chase for my murder. Heard a voice. Into his trance they had fell, revealed his passion straight from hell. Dying scream. Love intent is not to happen, it's not to please this red-faced demon.
Some Die for Money by 3D, A Fish in Sea. As you have probably come to gather with Lostwave, it's not normally a case of typing in the lyrics to a search engine and voila. However, some miracles have happened. On the 14th of January 2013, YouTuber Filthy Frank posted a now removed video called How to Pick Up Girls in 30 Different Cultures. Yes, that was indeed the title of the video, and yes, Filthy Frank, but it was a very popular channel with millions of subscribers. Anyway, a Kenya segment featured about 40 seconds into the video and Frank was dancing to a song. This particular part only lasted 4 seconds and the lyrics weren't in English. That's it, 4 seconds of material. We're getting towards 1 second wonder territory here. People kept asking, but Frank, for whatever reason, didn't know the title of the song. As an aside, the tune was not from Kenya, but Uganda. Let's listen again. It took about 10 years, but the song was identified on the 3rd of December 2023. Amazingly, on that day, YouTuber MB Duckman uploaded a video called The Search for the Filthy Frank Kenya Song. It detailed the search history so far and listed potential leads. The same day, Discord user Dan Peggy saw the video and set about their own search for the track. He first searched YouTube for the term Ugandan Gospel before 2013, in quotes, and came across a tune. It wasn't the one, but sounded similar. Dan Peggy saw in the description of this track that it was described as Eastern Uganda, so he then searched for East Ugandan Gospel before 2013, and it was the second video down. Yes, the original song was on YouTube the whole gosh darn time. The track had been uploaded in May 2011 and had just 856 views. Now it has 226,000. And that's just the official music video. Yeah, one was made, so that doesn't include re-uploads or the like. The power and popularity of Lostwave. Several YouTubers had made videos detailing the search for the song. Justin Wang's, for example, has 361,000 views, but no one could identify it based on that. MB Duckman's video was less than a day old and didn't have many views, but that did the trick and set off Dan Peggy on a successful find. I think if we can find something based on 4 seconds, then there's lots of hope yet. The Filthy Frank Kenya song, or the Kenya dance, is by David's son JC and is called Katonda Alinawi. David himself heard about the saga and then posted this.
This is David Sanjesi, the gospel artist behind the song Katonda Alinawi. I am very, very excited to talk to you people right now in this video. I want to be grateful, and I want to say I'm very thankful to God for allowing that song to become viral the way it has become viral. 12 years since I produced it in 2011 and I put it on YouTube. I'm so very happy. This was an excitement. It came a time I was not even expecting it. It came a time I had even forgotten about it.
One last listen of the brief clip. This is a huge win for Lostwave hunters. David's son JC, Katonda Alinawi.
David Sanjesi, new style. Tuzaliddwa omulenzi atuweereddwa obuyinza buli mu mikono gye Katonda w'amaanyi kitaffe ow'olubeerera empologoma yuda munyenye ey'okumakya omulangira w'emirembe Katonda ali naawe Katonda ali naawe ali nange oyo ali naawe ali nange ali naffe Katonda ali naawe Katonda ali naawe ali nange oyo ali naawe ali nange ali naffe bizibu bikwetoolodde olaba bikuyinza Katonda kugamba totya nkununudde kwisa erinnya lyo oli wange bw'oyita mu mazzi ndiba naawe bw'oyita mu nyiga tekikyakutwala bw'oyita mu muliro tegujja kwokya kubanga ndi Mukama Katonda wo omutukuvu wa Isirayiri mulokozi wo Katonda ali naawe Katonda ali naawe ali nange oyo ali naawe ali nange ali naffe kati nno kyenkukutira munnange togwamu maanyi gezibwago goyitamu Mukama gajjawo tegereza ezikuliko Mukama zikujula obwavu bwoyitamu Mukama bujjawo Katonda ali naawe omulwadde ali naawe akoye oyo ali naawe ali nange ali naffe nzibu abiri mu nnya musanvu omwana tuzaalibwa omulenzi atuweereibwa obuyinza buli mu mikono gye Katonda ow'amaanyi baba ow'olubeerera empologoma yuda munyenye y'oku nkyo omulangira w'emirembe erinnya lyo oli wange ng'oyita mu mazzi ndiba naawe ng'oyita mu myiga tekijja kutwala ng'oyita mu muliro tegujja kwokya kubanga ndi Mukama Katonda wo mulokozi wo omukulembeze omusomi omusumba omuyimbi nyanja mubanga luguudo
David Sun JC, Katonda Alinawi. Here's clips of 2 unidentified songs now. This is a rock tune uploaded by Derek Coward. He recorded it from a UK radio station in the early 90s. Could it be called Again and Again? And this, an unknown 1980s metal song that sounds like Iron Maiden. They're far too well known for it to be them, of course, and have been ruled out long ago. The internet has called this the Fall of the King, the Fallen King, and the most mysterious metal song on the internet, and it sounds so obvious as this kind of music is very popular, but no one knows who it is or what it's called. Posts on the Heavy Metal Rarities Forum, the Metal Archives Forum, Reddit and elsewhere have yielded no definitive results. Thank goodness then that this one was identified. Users called it Stare. This was solved by Jay on Discord in 2021. Jay found it by searching one of the lines from the lyrics, and by very good luck a link to the song via SoundCloud came up. Wow. This is from 2012 and never saw a release on Spotify, iTunes or similar. It's called Bend by Vinyl Dharma.
Begin to speak to me, pretend
Vinyl Dharma with Bend. This one has the funniest outcome, if I may use that term, and you'll see what I mean in a minute, the funniest outcome of all discovered Lostwave songs, hands down. Images usually get associated with mysterious tunes. In this case, a pink boombox became the well-known graphic. It's Everyone Knows That, or Ulterior Motives, a catchy tune that Carl92 uploaded to What's That Song in 2021. It was a mere 17 seconds long and had the accompanying caption, Pop English, mid-80s, bad quality, everyone knows that. Carl92 responded to a few comments on the website, including the request for a longer sample. He said, "Thanks, sorry, that's all I have. I don't remember its origin. I rediscovered this sample between a bunch of very old files in a DVD backup. Probably I was simply learning how to capture audio and this was a leftover. The thing is, it sounds somewhat familiar to me, or maybe I'm mistaken with a similar song and I thought it wasn't going to be a too obscure one. I tried in aha-music.com and also tried searching the lyrics, but my English is not good enough for that. I only understand something like, everyone knows that, you can't tell me the truth." Other comments he made said he was from Spain and that the file date on the DVD was 1999. He then vanished and hasn't been heard from since. The internet eventually took a big interest and a subreddit was made. This is because the short clip was so memorable and had that 80s nostalgia sound. Theories included something to do with MTV, a commercial, a demo by Rockcetera or Savage Garden. At one point, Darren Hayes tweeted the words, "Everyone knows that." Clearly is a tease, but the song is not by him. Some thought it could have been featured in a pornographic film. Reddit users went about searching music databases for titles Everyone Knows That and Ulterior Motives, narrowing it down to copyright holders from the mid-1980s. One user, South Pole Ball, found that one of the listed songwriters, Christopher Booth, had written tracks for pornographic films. South Pole Ball found these films and had the pleasure of watching them, and got to Angels of Passion, which was out in 1986. The track was featured at 1 hour, 7 minutes and 31 seconds into the movie. You can now see why Carl92 disappeared and didn't tell us much about the song in the first place. It was from an adult film and he didn't want to let on that he'd been watching it. The tune as featured in the film has moans and groans over it, but the 17-second clip was about the only part that was clean. It was obviously carefully chosen, although does have some other noises which are, well, something else. We thought Carl was eating a packet of crisps. Angels of Passion is online everywhere now. It's not very good. I've tried to find a VHS copy with no success. Done. Since the discovery, there have been articles in Rolling Stone, The Guardian, The Daily Mail and the AV Club. The song's subreddit jumped from 30,000 users to 56,000. One of the people who worked on the song, Christopher St. Booth, is on Instagram. He had less than 1,000 followers, but now has 24,000. So it's by Christopher St. Booth and Philip Adrian Booth, and in June 2024 they released an album called Ulterior Motives, the Lost Album. It's credited to Who's Who, as the Booth brothers had performed under that name at points in the 80s. It features the now identified song, which is titled Ulterior Motives, as well as other tracks they made from the 80s. Now, the original synth tracks, guitar and vocals for Ulterior Motives are currently lost, so the version you're about to hear features parts of a rough mix with newly recorded vocals, etc. The Booth brothers have announced they're looking into a new lead in the search for the original master mix. They think the tape resides at a copyright registry office and say they will release it ASAP if they do find it. Get your pink boombox ready, as it's Christopher and Philip Booth, aka Who's Who, with Ulterior Motives.
Something in your eyes made me realize
Who's Who with Ulterior Motives. The search for this next one took about 11 years. The Most Mysterious Song of Brazil, Nowhere to Run, or most famously, Fond My Mind were the temporary titles. Quite why you would call a tune Fond My Mind, I don't know. It was first posted online in 2013 as a 31-second sample. The posters said they had heard the tune on a Brazilian radio station such as Radio Sertagia or Transamerica FM. The full version was found in 2020 via Last.fm when a user was scrobbling the same type of music. Oddly, still no artist or song title though. A black and white image of a dirt road has been associated with this song, although one YouTube upload shows the image in colour now the track has been identified. Cool. In September 2023, Discord user Skirtay saw a comment on a music video suggesting this mystery track was by a Brazilian cover band called Maquinas na Pista. He got in contact and the band said they knew the songwriter Eddie Edman. Once contact was made with Edman and it was confirmed that he was the author, he said he'd put it on SoundCloud, but months went by and nothing materialised. This annoyed the internet, and many questioned if Edman was anything to do with the song after all. Eventually, a TV interview from a Brazilian station was found. It was from the 1990s and Edman featured on it. Another person was interviewed, and this was William Paver. Paver was contacted and said he probably had a copy of the song in his studio and would check the next day. Soon the full thing was uploaded. In fact, there were two, the raw audio and a remastered version. The beginning was chopped off on all previous versions online, and this was the first time the whole thing had made an appearance. So William Paver didn't work on the song, he just had the tape. Eddie Edman did, but didn't upload the song fast enough to satisfy the internet. Eddie Edman and Andre Nobrega performed on the tune, made in 1990 under the duo's name of Station K. The source recording is still from cassette then, so it's not perfect, but it's been remastered the best it can be. This is Station K and Feels Like a Wish.
I don't know what makes me dream, but I know what makes me think. You've got blue eyes like the sky. I feel butterfly inside of me that will never die. To
That was Station K with Feels Like a Wish. This track's identity went missing for a couple of decades. It features in the podcast Reply All. The episode was released 5th of March 2020. Its title, The Case of the Missing Hit. The podcast was about how the internet shapes things and how people shape the internet. In the episode, Tyler Gillette, a filmmaker, gets in touch with the show's presenters, saying he has a very good recollection of a late 90s pop rock tune. As you'll hear, it sounds like a cross of Bare Naked Ladies and U2. Gillette, of course, didn't know the song title or artist. His wife couldn't remember it at all. Neither could anyone else on the internet. He started to think he had made it up, even though he could remember specific details like the guitar solo, flute intro, and lyrics about a ticket to a Holyfield ringside and Betty Page books. One of the podcast's hosts, PJ Vogt, got a group of professional musicians together to recreate the song in a studio. Keep in mind, all they had to go on was Gillette singing it to them. Here's a clip of what they came up with. Gillette has a very good memory, as the actual song sounds like this. Not bad at all. They put the recreated clip into Soundhound, contacted various people, and searched for the lyrics on Google. Nothing. They then searched for the lyrics on Facebook and found it. Who searches for song words on Facebook? But it worked. It's by American rock musician Evan Olsen, who looks a bit like me actually, and therefore looks like Sting. And it's called So Much Better.
Subscription. Better than a ticket to a Holyfield ringside. Better than a dollar of a Sultan for a ride. Better than a cherry on a whipped cream sundae. Better than a wing that'll never have a Monday. Share your love with me tonight. Yeah. I wanna feel that I looked into your eyes. I saw a million stars start flashing. Even though sometimes I wonder why I never have to worry what you are. You're better than a bag full of Benjamin Franklin's. Better than a key to a brand new Lincoln. Better than the winnings of a New York lotto. Even if I came with a new house and an auto. And you're better than a year on a paid vacation. Better than a brand new year celebration. Better than a day full of Seinfeld humor. And you're better than a hearing a celebrity rumor. Share your love with me tonight. I
Evan Olsen with So Much Better. This next track was recorded in 2008 and then went missing. It was previously known as There's a Man, but is actually called Man on a Hill. Arthur Bogyshev, a man from Ukraine, recorded this song on his MP3 player in an unknown location, and he couldn't remember when. There was no artist or title on the file either. Oh, good. In April 2017, Arthur was getting rid of his MP3 player, who uses them anymore, but wanted to keep the content. This track was of particular interest as it wasn't labelled, so he put it on SoundCloud to see if anyone could identify it. The case didn't really get going until late 2022, when the audio was featured on YouTube channel Lost Music Cold Case. The track was found on the 19th of February 2024 by Reddit user Trippy Drew, who searched YouTube for The Man on the Hill before 2013. It was the 9th result and was a live performance of the tune. It still wasn't the full thing, or indeed the studio version, so the clip was posted on Reddit and Discord. Within minutes, Discord user Lexal found the full studio version on an obscure indie music website called Indie Music People. Here's Scottish band The Defended with Man on a Hill.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's a man who stands upon a hill, looking down to the people he has killed, and it's only one by one. There's a man who stands above a grave, looking down to a woman he couldn't save, and his life's been put on hold. And he will make or break your day to run and look the other way. You gotta listen to what he says, and he will send you up or down. Don't matter if you break your neck or drown. You gotta listen to what he says. There's a man who lost what he once loved, looking sad cause he knows the time has come to take his pain away. He writes a note and he makes his way upstairs. It won't be long till he don't have to care, until he meets some out of the hell, yeah. And he will make or break your day to run and look the other way. You gotta listen to what he says, and he will send you up or down. Don't matter if you break your neck or drown. You gotta listen to what he says. There's a man who lost what he once loved, looking sad cause he knows the time has come to take his pain away. Writes a note and he makes his way upstairs. It won't be long till he don't have to care, until he meets some man in the hell, yeah. And he will make or break your day to run and look the other way. You gotta listen to what he says, and he will send you up or down. Don't matter if you break your neck or drown. You gotta listen to what he says.
The Defended with Man on a Hill. Are you ready to smile again? For ages, this track was known as Try to Smile Again. The search began on the 20th of March 2005 and ended on the 27th of February 2024. In March 2005, a user posted a 30-second clip to another unknown song search website, spiritradio.ca. It was eventually posted in various other places and gained much attention when put on YouTube in 2023. As ever, there were various leads. Tuzent with Lost and Found from 1987 included, but it wasn't that. On the 14th of February 2024, an extended recording was uploaded onto YouTube by Oscar, who recorded it from a radio station in Estonia in the 1990s. Then, on the 25th of February, Reddit user Regim Reiser was researching Estonian radio stations from the 90s and discovered a YouTube channel called Martin Janus. This had uploads of radio adverts and jingles from the station Top Radio. Contact was made and Janus said he strongly believed that the song was one of Sven Lomas's early productions back when he and his brother were in a band called Beat Boy. Janus also replied with a link to a song called Girl by Beat Boy. The vocalist matched that of the mystery song, and on the 27th of February 2024, the full track was posted after Discord user Mystic65 found it on Soulseek. Phew, this is Beat Boy with Bravely. Beat Boy, Bravely. Now we come to one of the most famous identified songs of them all. It has been online since February 2003 on the spiritofradio.ca website. A low quality clip was added to YouTube on the 26th of August 2007.
My mind goes stay the second time around. Won't you please stay the second time around? Darling, won't you please stay the second time around? Won't you stay the second time?
This is what the YouTube description says. A lot of people have been trying to identify the name of the band and locate a full-length version of the song we call Stay the Second Time Around. The song was recorded off of a German radio station in 1984 or 1986. If it's 1984, it's probably Hessen 3, and if it's 1986, it's probably NDR 1. Unfortunately, this is the whole clip of what was recorded of the song, and not the full version of the song, as it was recorded late into the song. End of description. Dozens of artists were eliminated, including John Astley, The Controllers, The Dream Team, Full Force, Icehouse, Ian Lodge, Mighty Lemon Drops, The Saints, The Spoons, The Tiny, The Truth, and Wall of Voodoo. Reddit got involved, and due to the popularity of the post, it was on the front page for a bit, Sarah Kimberg, presenter of a show named PP3 on Swedish radio station P3, took interest. The song was played on the show, and the listener, Stefan Peterson, called in and said, "I recognise it and I know what it is." Another listener called with the same details. The nearly 11-year search was over. The title was not Stay the Second Time Around, but On the Roof by Johan Lindell from the album Ghost Rider. It was released on Slick Records in 1985. Lindell himself said, "Thank you very much for your interest in my music. The remastered version of the 1985 album Ghost Rider, including the song On the Roof, will be available on iTunes and Spotify on October the 5th, 2013. Later, Lindell was interviewed, and you can tell he is very unassuming and didn't know what to make of it all. He clearly isn't into technology either. Fair enough. It's the best interview you could hope for.
I'm here with Johan Lindell, the man behind the mystery song. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Did you have any idea this was going on?
No idea at all, because I never visit the internet, and I hardly use a computer. I got a computer, but that's my children use it. I'm never out on the internet, and so I got a site for my songs, but I hardly check it. It's just there for people who want to download songs for free or something like that.
So how does it feel now that you heard about this whole kind of movement out there to find your song?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm completely surprised, taken aback. I'm very proud. I know, it's amazing.
So what can you tell us about the song? I mean, when you recorded it and so on.
I'm sorry, that's nearly 30 years ago, so I don't remember too much of that. 2 or 3 of the musicians are from Rockcetera. Clarence Överman, for example, who's the producer of Rockcetera, plays the keyboards. He plays on almost all my records, and the drummer Bill Alsing, and the bass player Tommy Casimir was on the first Rockcetera album, and the guitar player Mickey Jan. So it's 4 musicians on that particular song, I think.
So when did you last hear it yourself?
Well,
besides today,
30 years ago.
Oh,
wow. well, 25, 30 years ago, yeah.
So what do you think of it when you hear it today?
No, it sounds good.
So how will you sort of use this new fame of yours?
I have no idea. I don't know if you had to turn to the internet in somewhere or iTunes or I'm confused right now, but I have to ask someone for advice because I don't know anything about computers.
But how did it end up on the German radio? Did you have a career in Germany?
No, on the same album was another song called Ghost Dancing, and that was, I was told, sort of a hit dance clubs in Germany and Berlin. So it's possible that they heard the other songs too. But I think originally it was another song, Ghost Dancing. That was the main tune.
Are you making any music at all these days?
No, I'm an actor, but I retired and started to paint, so I have exhibitions with my art. And I make music at home just for my own pleasure. But I haven't recorded anything in 12 years. I made an album called The Cyanide Cat, who's just on my, what do we call it, website.
Well, thank you, Johan.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much.
I
Yes, Johan Lindell, On the Roof. Now, this one, Tension Rising in the Air. The time frame for the search for this was between November 2006 to July 2024. One theory was that the song was from a cartoon, maybe an intro to one from the 80s or 90s. Redditor Blakers 2005 says, "Why do I think that? Because it perfectly, in my opinion, captures the energetic vibes of old Hanna-Barbera cartoons." To me, it always sounded like the same era as the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon theme.
Blue streak speeds by, Sonic the Hedgehog, too fast for the naked eye. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Based on the sound of the Tension Rising in the Air clip, one user betted it was from an obscure 1980s movie. Some also thought it could have been from a radio or TV advert. On the 22nd of July 2024, Reddit user NCC1701 Alpha found a longer sample of the song in a video titled BMW Z3 Roadster Wurbung 1996. Less than 2 hours after that, the entire track was discovered in a 1991 German crime comedy movie called August Trickst. It's actually played 4 times in the film. Only 20 minutes later, the IMDb entry for the track was found, showing it was by Michael Hoffman, and then a copyright search showed that Hoffman and Martin Nethercutt made the song. It's called Into Paradise. We've got VHS quality here, so I won't play the whole thing, but here's a longer clip. This next one was known as Story to Tell and was uploaded to the usual places. It had a search on the Fond My Mind Discord server, and the original poster only uploaded a clip to start with. They eventually provided the full version, and someone else did a search thinking the title was probably The Children Sing. They put that search term into Discogs under the genre goth rock and found it. Simple. This track is available on Hard Rock Sampler Volume 5, Hard Rock being the title of a French magazine. It's Lucifer, All the Children Sing, and this is a beast.
Alright, so it's time. Well, everybody's got a little story to tell. Here when the cold, chilly winds shut the door behind her, with nothing but bodies without. It will fly over the mountains and deep into the sea, through corridors and hallways we escape into nothing, with our bags fully covered but our hands still tied, as free as we get in the world full of bullets. And all the children, they sing for love, and all the women, they cry for love, and the sisters and the brothers, they cry for love, and all the children sing. I'm the kitten on the street, keep running in circles as the blood runs cold. And out of the traffic the splashes on a wall, and over little children with a dream just born. And all the children they sing for love, and all the women they cry for love, and the sisters and the brothers they cry for love. Yeah, all the children sing. And all the children they sing for love. Yeah, all the children sing. And all the women they cry for love, and the sisters and the brothers they cry for love. Yeah, all the children sing. And all the children they sing for love, and all the women they cry for love, and the sisters and the brothers they cry for love, and all the children sing.
Lucy Fire with All the Children Sing. It's Identity Crisis, Sounds of Lostwave, a special Rockcetera. This track took a while to identify. It's on YouTube and the channel name is Unidentified Song. It has one upload entitled The Most Mysterious Song on the Internet 2, which was added on the 11th of October 2012. The description with the accompanying YouTube video reads, "This song has been on my computer for at least 15 years. I've tried many times to identify it, but with no success. Song file name has always been Jesus. Please help me find author." One commenter said, "I find it odd how good quality this is, especially since you've said it's been on your computer for 15 years, meaning it's somewhere from 1991 to 1997. I don't think that's an issue. Reasonable or high quality audio files have been a thing on computers for decades now." Someone on YouTube recognised the song and the original uploader posted an update saying, "Edit, my search has finally ended on 6/7/2020. Name of the song is It Was All For Nothing by Marko Osmanovic and Igor Ruff," and a website link posted. "Huge thanks to all you guys that helped in solving this mystery." Marko from the band himself commented, "Hello everybody, I just found out about this. Yes, I wrote the lyrics and the music in 1997, and Igor Ruff recorded it in a studio in USA in 1999, I think. He is the singer on this track, and he played all the guitars, bass and drums. Jesus was a working name for the band that was to play this and other songs that I wrote in English but never came to be. By the 2000s, we formed a band, Kota G4, and recorded and played songs only in Croatian. Apologies for any pronunciations there. This is Marko Osmanovic and Igor Ruff. It Was All For Nothing."
All those searchings for the long lost answers, what a time to waste. And the lies and the truth, oh it's my confusion and the rest. You better listen to the words of a broken heart. It was all for nothing. It was all for nothing. It was all for nothing. All the things that I've done for you, and all the songs that I wrote for you, all the thoughts that I've spent on you. It was all for nothing. It's not a game to me, and I will stay here till the end. I am the one you see. When I felt your tears rolling on my neck, I knew that you believed. Thank you, honey, thank you for your time. Thank you and goodbye. Better listen to the word of a broken heart. My neck, I knew that you believed. Thank you, honey, and thank you for the time. Thank you and goodbye. Better listen to the word of a broken heart. It was all for nothing. It was all for nothing.
Marko Osmanovic and Igor Ruff, it was all for nothing. No, it wasn't. Here's an unidentified indie rock tune dubbed Thought So at the Time or Flowers for a Dead Heart, likely recorded from New Jersey station WFMU in the early 1990s. Some users think it's by Franz Ferdinand. Well, if this is early 90s, then for a start it's the wrong era, but I can personally tell you it isn't them, as it doesn't sound like Franz. I'm going to play the whole thing despite the quality, although a bit of the beginning and end are chopped off.
But they think, you know, they're so
Unknown with Thought So at the Time. With the next couple of tracks, we have them in full, but I'm only going to play clips as, again, the sound quality isn't great. They both remain unidentified. First up, folk rock tune Light the Lanterns, sometimes called Legacy or Illumination Night. It was found on a cassette with the label Listen Today Demo and possibly recorded in 1985. It was originally posted to YouTube by user Windows to Sky in 2019. One lead was the song Legacy by the folk duo Hazelwood, but sadly, it's a different track. Light the Lanterns. This one has been dubbed CIA, This Winter and Coming Home. It was uploaded to YouTube on the 20th of July 2020 by DJ Formaldehyde.
CIA.
DJ Formaldehyde asked for help identifying the artist and song title and say it was possibly heard on CFNY-FM in 1985, another potential 85 song. One idea was the Reform CIA, but that's from 1986 and is not the same record, as you'll hear. On to a number that's been solved, Ready and Steady, which is a track by American musicians Jim Franks and Dennis Lucchesi. It was recorded in 1979 and appeared on Billboard's Bubbling Under Hot 100 chart. Now, this chart is published every week in Billboard magazine in the US. It lists the songs that are gaining popularity but have not yet charted on the main Hot 100. Chart positions are based on radio airplay, sales, and these days streams. It was on this chart for 3 weeks in June 1979, with the artist credited as Lucchesi's first and middle initials, DA. This was his stage name. It peaked at number 102 and was released on a label called Rascal. This mystery went on for decades as the identity of DA was unknown and there was no evidence of the song anywhere, and no one seems to have a copy of it. Some record collectors dubbed it a phantom record. I suppose they weren't wrong at the time. Music historian, the late Joel Whitburn, whose company Record Research Inc. specialises in researching the Billboard charts, published various books containing chart data. What a job! Whitburn collected tens of thousands of records, including all the 45s to hit the Hot 100 or Bubbling Under charts, all except Ready and Steady. Interesting. During an interview in 1995, Whitburn said he had never actually seen or heard the record, but added, "We think that it's a girls' rock group from Chicago, punk group, we think 1979, and we think that the Rascal label was out of a guy's home in Detroit." Whitburn also thought the song's listing on the chart could have been a copyright trap by Billboard, i.e. a deliberate false listing to highlight plagiarism in other publications. The Chicago female band DA denied the song was theirs. In 2016, Paul Haney from Record Research Inc. searched copyright records and found the song. It turns out it was never played in 1979 and not actually released. So, how did it get onto the charts? Well, according to Haney, a record promoter with a major label took interest in the band and somehow managed to get the song listed on the Billboard charts. Not entirely sure how, but very sneaky. Uniquely in all of this, it makes Ready and Steady the only song to appear on any Billboard chart without actually being commercially released. The Rascal label at the time existed only on paper and was owned by a relative of one of the band members. The label did release a few singles in 1984, but nothing by DA. This is Ready and Steady.
Town, thought I'd have a look around. Then I met a nice lady, some shady town.
That was Ready and Steady by DA. To recap, if you want to look into Lostwave tunes yourself, or if you have an unknown song in your possession for whatever reason, where can you go to discuss it and start a search? Well, there is of course Reddit, r/Lostwave being a biggie. You can upload the track to YouTube, where hopefully you'll get a copyright match, spiritradio.ca or whatsthatsong.com. By the way, it's WATZAT song.com. There's also vocaroo.com, the Lost Media Wiki and Lostwave's Finest Wiki. Almost ironically, searching for the latter two will lead you to those websites no problem. Just searching for Mystery Song, Lostwave or Unknown Song will give you a ton of articles and other pages. The problem with searching for mystery tunes online is the more people chat about them, the more your search results get clogged up with discussion and speculation, rather than potentially leading you directly to the answer. A forgotten track that was perhaps added to the internet in the late 90s could be lurking out there, but the only search results you get are people discussing it. When and if a song gets found, the artist, if still alive, can get inundated with emails and comments on social media and elsewhere. There's not a great deal you can do about that, and they may like the attention, but not always. This song was formerly known as Personal. It was posted to Facebook by Roby Knepp in 2017. He said he recorded it off Oregon radio station KXYQ in late 1989 or early 1990. It was played during the New Music Hour hosted by a female DJ. Leads included the bands Nero's Rome and Wild Swans. On the 15th of November 2021, it was identified as the band First Person, the track called Making Dedication. The story behind this is that Discord user Mark Trail contacted SP Clark, a music historian from Portland who sent the song to several people. One of these people happens to be First Person's guitarist Stu Carpenter, who of course recognised the tune straight away. The band reunited and the drummer Colin Colbank found the master tape, which was a DAT or digital audio tape, certainly in keeping with the time period. This higher quality version was uploaded online. You can now listen to the tune on Spotify if you please. This is First Person and Making Dedication.
gift of song is my prized dissertation. I was only trying to make the world more personal. Make the world more
First person making dedication. The last track I'll play is none other than what used to be the most mysterious song on the internet, also known as Like the Wind, Blind the Wind, The Sun Will Never Shine, Check It In, Check It Out, Take It In, Take It Out, or just the mysterious song. It seems no one guessed the actual name of the tune. Lostwave tracks keep getting identified. This was especially true at the end of 2023 and throughout 2024, a golden age if you like, and for a while I thought this one would remain unsolved. It was probably the longest running mystery cut of the lot, having been unidentified since it was recorded in approximately 1984. The track was recorded onto cassette by Darius S. It was heard on German radio station NDR, originally thought to be from the show Music for Young People, presented by Paul Baskerville. This was ruled out. Point of interest, Paul still works at the station. In 2007, Darius's sister Lydia inquired about the song and posted snippets on several forums. In 2011, a user uploaded the first known rip of the tune to YouTube. It was an incomplete copy of Lydia's upload a few years earlier. The full version has long since been uploaded. Then in June 2019, a subreddit was created, and that's where the search really took off. Today, the subreddit has 63,000 members. A Discord server followed, along with many theories, search ideas and videos, and it became the most sought-after mystery song ever. The track is the subject of a Twitter account, Rolling Stone article, and has a Wikipedia page. YouTuber Justin Wang made a number of videos and helped spread the word for the search on an unprecedented scale. Hundreds of tracks and artists were ruled out, a record of which was kept on a spreadsheet. This can be accessed via Reddit. People contacted record companies and producers, radio stations, anyone they could basically. Many old playlists from NDR were scoured through, and music identification services like Shazam yielded no results. On November the 4th, 2024, Reddit user Marin1412 said they had identified the song. When people were looking through the radio station playlists, it was noticed some acts were labelled as amateur band. Maybe there was some kind of show to feature such groups. This ties into Hörfest Hamburg 1983. Hörfest was an annual event put on by NDR, and it featured the talents of lesser-known acts. This event had come up a few times already, as you would expect for such a massive search. Marin1412 was doing research into bands who played at the festival in '83 and came across an article in German newspaper Nordwest Zeitung. He saw this band called Fex, that's F-E-X, and managed to contact one of the members. He asked, "Can you send some material of your old band?" It was clever doing it like that, rather than straight away saying, "Is this song yours?" Anyone could say anything, and we don't like hoaxes. The band member sent over some old material which was sourced from cassette. Surprise, surprise. It contained 3 songs, Heart in Danger, Talking Hands and Subways of Your Mind. The latter was the one. In fact, it was a slightly different version. It was a demo of the song, but there was little doubt that this was the band. The radio version, we all know, was likely sent in secret to NDR via the band's agent. Marin1412 then messaged back saying, By the way, you guys are the subject of a huge internet mystery, and it went from there. Other proof of authenticity followed, like old photos of the band and a live version of the track, and the fact the other two songs on the tape were in keeping with Subways of Your Mind. Someone found another track by Fex on the compilation Zeiss Top Hits. It's called Jenny.
I work at night, I work all day, I'm working overtime. Jenny got my heart and she won't give it back. I'm a stranger to my friends, but she's the only one who could break my solitude and harmonize.
Zeiss Top Hits is a rare album, and any remaining second-hand copies sold online fast. About 2 weeks after the discovery of the mysterious tune, someone was selling the album for €999.90. Can't forget the shipping, which was about €8. Before the reveal, you could buy it for about €10 plus shipping. Fex are all still alive and have reunited. Amazing. You can listen and watch a recent acoustic version of the now not so mysterious song online, and they now have an Instagram page, YouTube channel, and there's been tons of coverage. Imagine suddenly finding out that your unknown song has been heard millions of times and that tens of thousands of people were searching for it. Reddit's an incredible thing. If you ask it to find a needle amongst a billion haystacks, then chances are it will get there eventually. This truly is a remarkable story. Anyway, after 40 years of having no known artist and title, here's the granddaddy of Lostwave discoveries, Fex and Subways of Your Mind. Fex and Subways of Your Mind. Thanks to the various YouTubers and others whose clips I've used. Cheers to Adam Freeman who put together the promo images. I'm hoping to upload this special somewhere, likely YouTube, but we'll see. I'd also be interested to see how many times I've used the word song over the past 2.5 hours. Right, well, there we have it. A whole programme based on mystery, but many victories as well. I still find it amazing that so many tracks were or are unidentified. I'd almost go as far as describing the topic of unknown songs as unnerving or disturbing. No. I expect some will always remain unknown, and as time goes on, it will become more difficult to find an answer as these things pass from living memory. Some mystery is nice, but at the same time, it's great to feel the satisfaction of a completed search. So, the hunt goes on. Do you recognise any of these?
Monster, the